This research is related to mental health challenges, and the topic of my research is exploring mental health challenges encountered by educators in the South Asian countries. That is a ethnographic study. Before starting the actual part, I have to slightly explain about the ethnographic. This is the latest method for collecting and working research data on a large scale data. Through internet system, we can collect a large number of data for identifying and analyzing basically the social and socially related topics. That is a very good method. So I applied this method. Now coming to the topic, this study aims to understand mental health challenges encountered by teachers in their workplace. Mostly, this research is focused on school level teachers who are working in schools. In this study, narrative from teachers in South Asian countries were collected to understand the mental health challenges they are facing. Second, second important topic which is covered in this research is the barriers that prevent or hinder them from sharing their mental health issues with others. And the third question on which this research is focusing is how they address these challenges. These three are the main focus of this study. Mental health challenges are a growing concern across academically and significantly impacting teachers' well-being and ultimately the quality of education provided to students. It is very clear when the teachers are facing mental pressure and having mental challenges and mental health challenges, it will directly or indirectly have impact on the students. World Health Organization mentioned mental health that it is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Now, the definition is explaining different aspects of mental health. If the mental health of teachers is affected, automatically that will help on the normal life and work productivity and fruitful outcome of the education. Yes, Jen, next slide. These are three main questions of this research. What are the most common mental health challenges faced by teachers in their workplace? Now, I want to explain this research is actually conducted on 7 Asian countries, which are almost on this, have the similar social structure and economical structure. So the results are almost equally important for all these countries. Second question is, what barriers prevent teachers from seeking mental health support? Why the persons who are having mental problems or these mental challenges, they can't directly contact with and take the help from others. Third question is, what are the best practices used by teachers to advocate their mental health? What they do for overcoming these mental problems and mental challenges for keeping their mental health. Okay, next slide. Yes, Jan. Now coming to the research design. As I told you, that is a phenomenological approach, and I use ethnographic study for collecting data in this research. This research is focusing on gathering in-depth accounts of individuals' life experiences and gaining insights into their perception. So this research based on the perception of uh, 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 from them, the data is collected. These are the representative and teacher different. Especially descriptive phenomenology is utilized to understand the essence of individual lived experiences from their perspective without interfering on interpreting beyond the participant's description. So the whole process, whole result, and interpretation of the data depends on what the respondent says regarding their mental health. The study involved 700 school teachers. They were selected through convenience sampling from 7 South Asian countries. The name of the countries are Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan, Afghanistan, and Nepal. South Asian countries. These are 7 countries which are included in this research. Teachers were invited to participate via the Facebook page of the Global Forum for Teacher Educator. We have this global forum that is developed for the guidance and providing support to the teachers. Teachers from all over the world are the members of this global forum, that is worldwide accepted forum, and we arrange different type of discussions and trainings program for the teachers from this global forum for teacher educators. Those who are listening this presentation, they can also join this global forum for teacher educators. Invitation was sent to 22,000 teachers who are the member of this forum, with only those from the specified countries being shortlisted. Although we have persons from all other countries also, but we focus on South Asian countries and the members who are participating in global forum for teacher education. Okay, those teachers who are from this specified countries being shortlisted. Additionally, selection criteria to further condense participants' inclusion, having a minimum of 10 years of teaching experience. That was very, very important because when teachers spend at least 6 to 10 years at a place and in the job, they can explain and they can give the very clear concept and ideas related to the working situations they are facing. So we minimize and keep it on 10 years of teaching experience and current employment at any public or private school. It was not fixed whether they are from public school or the private school. They can be in any type of school, but the minimum criteria was that they should in a working place, they must have at least 10 years of teaching experiences. Okay, now Jen, the next one. Next slide. Yes. Teachers, this is some of the literature review. Of course, those who are researchers, they know that for conducting a research, we have to go yes, I will give you answers after completing my presentation. Okay, there are some questions. Teachers' well-being directly influence their classroom practices, in particular, the quality of teaching. When a teacher is having mental pressure or not having mental peace, And facing this type of mental tension, of course, that will have impact on the teaching, quality of the teaching, retention, and students' well-being. Okay. Sure, I will answer the questions, which eventually improve learning and academic outcomes. Factor negatively impact the, this is from Bill's research work. Factor negatively impact the well-being of teachers, such as external pressure, lack of recognition, over expectations. Researchers says these are some of the factors which are creating a mental health problem for the teachers, not only at primary level, but also at different college level and university level also. So these are so many different researchers who are supporting this concept that factor negatively impact the well-being of teachers, such as the lack of recognition, over expectations, turnover, intention, professional burnout, lack of digital literacy, which is among the teachers, limited career advancement opportunities. A very, very important factor, lack of supporting system, and a toxic workplace environment. So these are so many researchers who identified one or two of these factors which are responsible for mental health pressure. Issues negatively impact teachers' well-being include burnout, lack of collaboration, weak incentive, job stress, and lack of social support mechanism. That is a very, very important factor which is identified by Hori and other researchers and by UNESCO also. The situation is more deplorable for teachers serving in conflicted setting. That is another research. Okay, Jen, the next one. Okay, now these are the, you can see the countries which are involved in this research study. Total number of male who answered in this research is 187. Total number is 700. 100 from each country, and female is 513. So you can see the female are more affected, and they try to give their voice in this research. The things which come out are the common mental challenges they are encountered by teachers in 7 Asian countries. One of the very basic purpose of this research was also that to ascertain, do these countries, which are Asian countries, are they equally having the same type of problems? You will see the result here. Burnout, lack of communication, exploitation. These are the main themes which come out from the overall result. And professional jealousy is also very common. Now I'm giving here some of the saying or the responses which were given by the respondent in this research. One of them said, I was not given a clear job profile when I started my job. Over time, the management recognized my capabilities and began assigning me more responsibilities without any increase in my salary. Okay, as I am unable to spend quality time with my children and husband, I was requested the management to relieve me from additional tasks which were not given at the beginning of this job. Okay, but they turned their ear deaf to my request. And as the respondent says, I experienced significant stress and burnout because my boss treats me like a robot. Now you can see the comments of or respondent or responses of these respondent. Another one says, it is a sin to have talent and skills. If Other teachers don't have these skills. Why does the boss expect me to meet all the demands and do all the work? Okay, now you can see that. I have two students with ADHD uh, in my class, that's special child. I'm not trained to handle their needs, and they cause disruption that make it challenging to manage classroom discipline. Respect these students, but they require teachers with specialized training. When I requested support from the management, they threatened me with either continue to accommodate these students or quit. Okay, you can understand from this wordings, from the expression of these respondents, which type of mental tension or mental pressure they are facing. Okay, Jane, moving to next slide. Okay, because of the time, I will move fast. Another one is saying, I'm a teacher, a counselor, a typist, a computer operator, a curriculum designer, a reader, a note taker, a trainer, essentially a slave. Now, you can see the severity in their words. Okay. Another respondent says, I meet agendas, discussions, everything in passive. At the end, they always ask if we have any question. When such a restricted environment already exists, how could a person dare to speak? I remember in one of our meeting in the past, one faculty member raised an issue over favoritism. His life was made hell by the management. Since then, I hate the management who want us to zip our mouths. I dislike such management where we want our institute to grow, but our feedback is taken as an attack. Okay, so only three more. Recently, when I decided to apply for a PhD, my supervisor began giving me a hard time and adding extra workload to make it difficult for me to manage both. Mental health and well being are among the most crucial yet often overloaded areas in academics. This neglect can have significant consequences for both educator as well as for the students also, impacting overall educational outcome and personal development. Not only when teachers are under stress, teachers are having mental problems, mental health challenges, automatically that will have impact on overall performance of the organization. Teachers who face mental health issue without adequate support may experience decreased productivity, increased absenteeism, higher level of stress, which can ultimately affect the quality of education they are providing. Next, please. Uh, Now coming to the barriers to share mental health. Okay. Uh, as a female, many barriers to sharing mental health issue. As a female, if I talk about my mental health challenge with someone at work or in my social circle, people would easily label me as mentally ill. That is the scenario all over in Eastern countries. They still take it as mental illness, okay, which could lead to serious consequences such as reduced chance of getting married. Or to preserve my dignity, I prefer to remain silent. Okay, that is the social pressure, social setup. Next is, who would believe that I face regular setback at work? I want to cry, even my frustration, and talk about how cruelly my workplace uses me. But who would believe me? Society expects me to be strong and conceal their true feelings. I am a teacher and I am human, yet will society allow us to express ourselves openly? Okay. There is no concept of counselor. That is another thing. We don't feel that we can express our feeling openly and people will believe on that. Okay, that's another barrier. Third one is related to the counselors, uh, availability of the counselor. There is no concept of counselors or psychologists to support teachers. Okay, whenever someone says that he need a counselor or a psychologist, that gives negative impact regarding the personality or the teachers. Coping, and a third part is related to the coping strategies.
Sorry to interrupt,
You can
Dr.
see,
Anjum. We are exceeding
yes,
time. Can you
I'm
please?
almost at the end. Yeah, what they and how they cope. I always share my well-being issue with my husband. Now there comes the family support. Teachers take support from the family members, close family members. Second is my friends are best advisor. Second thing is related that teachers talk these things with the friends only, and you all can understand friends of the same level can't give very proper support. Next is whenever I have free time, which is quite rare, I spend it doing community work. That is a way out, having some mental relaxation and going away from the mental pressure. So these are some of the strategies teachers are using to avoid those mental pressures. Okay, next, I think that will be the last one. Common mental health. Findings from this study highlight that teachers commonly face mental health challenges, burnout, lack of communication, exploitation, professional jealousy. Comparing these findings confirm that these challenges are similar across context. This is the main thing. The main barrier identified by the participant that deter them from discussing mental health issue include a culture that discourage sharing, a lack of awareness, and unavailability of mental health services. To cope with mental health challenges, a participant highlighted that they often rely on sharing their feeling with friends and family. Okay, a key finding of this research is that every participant reported experiencing mental health challenges. Notably, participants from Pakistan and Afghanistan reported a higher indication or incidence of these challenges. These challenges, although all other countries are also facing these type of challenges, but that more responses we receive from Pakistan and Afghanistan. Next one, please. Okay, now there comes a question. There is a question. Of course, I will take question from your side, but there comes the question what to do. I left this place for the expert to think what to do for overcoming these mental pressures and mental health problems. There are some suggestions which can be included as first and the most important is having proper policies and implementation plan. If we have proper policy and implementation, strong implementation, then we can have some relief for these teachers. Second thing is teachers must join professional organizations. They must have their voices, and joining professional organization is important. Third is acknowledge and talk about it. Don't keep quiet. Talk about it so people will know which type of pressure you people are facing. Next is set healthy boundaries. Keep boundaries for and talk about these boundaries. Okay, practice stress management techniques, whatever you can have, and try to build support relationship within your organization. These are some of the suggestions which I can give here, but I know all the researchers are here. They can give much more than that. Thank you so much.